Hey folks, once again I'm welcoming you to this online learning session, and today we are going to continue our chapter, that is the Nicholas. Till yesterday we had studied about that the problem of Madame Loisel was solved. It was solved by her husband as he was ready to provide her 400 francs to purchase the necessary things. Now in today's lesson, in today's part, we will try to know what fresh problems now disturbs Madame Loisel, and secondly, how is the problem solved. We were talking yesterday that greed is the most reason behind each and every problem. Now we are witnessing in this particular part how greed is affecting the life of Madame Loisel. So let's begin the chapter line by line. The day of the ball approached, and Madame Loisel seemed sad, disturbed, anxious. Even after receiving 400 francs from her husband, at present today, just as the day of that particular celebration was approaching, it gradually develops irritation, sadness, anxiety in Madame Loisel. She was very upset, though she should be happy. She should be happy as she was given 400 francs she has received 400 francs from her husband. Even then she was very happy, and this shows the real nature of Madame Loisel. She was very upset. Now what is written over here, let's witness. Nevertheless, her dress was nearly ready. Her husband said to her one evening, "What is the matter? What is the matter with you? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days." Even then her dress was ready. All the things were as per her plans. She was very upset. And as she was very upset, her husband asked her, "What's the matter with you, dear? Why are you behaving so strangely from last 2 or 3 days? And she responded. When her husband asked her, she responded. And what she responded? "I am vexed not to have a jewel, nothing to adorn myself with. I shall have such a poverty-striking look, and I would prefer not to go to this party." Just see the growing greed in Madame Loisel. What she replied to her husband? She replied that, "I am really very much puzzled, I am very much tensed. Why? As I don't have any jewel. I don't have anything by which I can adorn myself, decorate myself. I shall have such a poverty-stricken look, and if I will go only with this dress, it will give a poverty-striking appearance to my personality, and that's why I am in the mood to avoid going there." She said, what she said, "I would prefer not to go to this party." Now just see the nature of her husband, how cooperative, how much feelings he is having towards Madame Loisel. What he replied? So he replied, "You can wear some natural flowers, dear. There is nothing more beautiful than natural things, and in this season they look very chic. If you will wear, if you will put on flowers, if you will decorate yourself with flowers, definitely you will look more awesome." You will look more beautiful. You will look more as per the demand of the time. This her husband replied. But she was not convinced. No, she replied, no. There is nothing more humiliating than to have a shabby air in the midst of the rich women. What are you saying? To decorate myself with flowers? Is it okay? Means you just want me to be a stuff, to be a mocking stuff in front of all those rich ladies? What do you think? I should be a mocking stuff in front of all those. Then her husband cried out, uh-oh, how stupid we are. We were making a lot of mistakes. How stupid we are. Go and find your friend, Mem Forestier, and ask her to lend you some jewels, her jewels. Once again, the loving trait of her husband's personality is in front of us. How much caring her husband is. He is addressing. He is just trying to convincing Mem Loisel by saying, go to Mem Forestier and ask her for the beautiful jewels she is having, as she is very rich. She must have a very good collection and she can help you a lot. This gave a lot of happiness to Mem Loisel. And she uttered a cry of joy. Oh my God! Is it true? It is true, she said. Oh my God, it's true. I had not thought of that. How foolish I am. I didn't thought of Mem Forestier. What a big fool I am, she replied. And then what happened? The next day, she took herself to her friend's house. She went to Mem Forestier the very next day and related her story of distress. And then she told all her grief to Mem Forestier. Mem Forestier, after listening all these things, she went to her closet, took out a large jewel case, brought it for Mem Loisel, opened it in front of her and said, choose, my dear, choose whatever you want from it. She saw at first some bracelets. Now Mem Loisel was just selecting the jewel that can be appropriate for her. So first she saw some bracelets, then a collar of pearls, a string of pearls, and then a Venetian cross of gold, a cross of gold in Venetian style. Venetian means something that is related to the city Venice. In that particular style, that cross was prepared, that's why it is written here, Venetian cross of gold. And the jewels of admirable workmanship. All those jewels were really, really unique. They are the live example of marvelous workmanship. And that's why she tried the jewels before the glass. And as those were very costly, as those were very, unique, it gave a shivering in the body of Mem Loisel. She was hesitating a lot. And that's why she could neither decide to take them nor leave them. She was too much fascinated with the beauty of those jewels that she was not able to decide whether she should take them or she should leave them. But till now, this is not the full stop. The quench for more doesn't end over here. Ma'am Loisel asked, have you nothing more? Have you nothing more beside all these things? Why? Yes, of course. Look for yourself. I don't know what will please you. Now, Ma'am Forestier, she opened her closet in front of her and she said, go and find out the suitable for you, as I cannot claim which jewel will suit you. Now, Ma'am Forestier went over there. Suddenly she discovered in a black satin box a superb necklace of diamonds. She came across a black satin box, and in that black satin box a superb necklace of diamond was there. Her hands were trembling. Her hands were trembling as she took it out. Just as she took that necklace from that box, her hands were trembling at that particular moment. Then she placed it about her throat. About her throat. She placed it against her dress, and she also imagined that particular necklace with her dress and was ecstatic. Then she asked in a hesitating voice, full of anxiety, could you lend me this? There was a lot of hesitation. And why there was a hesitation? As Ma'am Loisel was too much attracted, too much fascinated because of the beauty of that necklace. She was expecting lest Ma'am Forestier refused her, and that's why she was hesitating a lot. But she asked him, can you please lend me this for one night? Only this? Only this. And also said, only this, please, I only want this. Why, yes, certainly. Ma'am Forestier, as we know, Ma'am Forestier, she said, definitely, why not? I can help you out. And she became ready to help Ma'am Loisel. She fell upon the neck of her friend, embraced her with passion, and then went away with her treasure. Ma'am Loisel was too much happy. She can't hide her happiness. She can't hide her feelings, and that's why she embraced very tightly. She embraced Ma'am Forestier very tightly. And finally she went away from there with her treasure. With her treasure, her strength for the necklace. Okay, students? The day of the ball arrived. Now, the day for which Ma'am Loisel was waiting from long, the day has been arrived. And she was a great success at the party. As we know from the beginning that Ma'am Loisel was very pretty, she was very beautiful, she was very attractive, she is having a very good physique, and that's why she was a grand success at the party. She was the prettiest of all, means there was no one who can stand in front of Ma'am Forestier. And that's why the adjectives are used over here for her. Elegant, gracious, smiling and full of joy. She was elegant, she was gracious, and she was smiling with full of joy. When somebody appreciates you, when someone appreciates you, definitely there is a feeling of happiness, a feeling of pride. That yeah, this is I. This feeling was also there in Ma'am Loisel's mind, and that's why she was very happy. All the men noticed her. Each and everybody who was there at the party, they were noticing Mem Loisel. They were coming and asking her about her name. What's your good name, ma'am? And they wanted to be presented. And they were willing to meet Mem Loisel next time. They want a friendship with Mem Loisel, as they were attracted a lot towards her. And due to all this, she was intoxicated with joy. And that's why she danced with enthusiasm. It's my day. Now today my dream has come true. She danced with joy, with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure. Totally pleasure was there in her mind. Intoxicated with pleasure, thinking of nothing but all this admiration. She was thinking only about her praise. Everybody was appreciating her. So she was thinking only about that. And then the victory so complete and sweet to her heart. But all this admiration, she was only thinking about the admiration. And the victory means the success. It was so complete and sweet to her heart. She was missing, she was enjoying wholeheartedly the success of the party, as she was the grand success of the party. Now, the party is going to over. And what happened next? We are going to witness. Okay? Let's have a look. She went home towards 4 o'clock in the morning. Just see, party duration 4 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the morning. Party goes on till 4 o'clock. So she went home towards 4 o'clock in the morning. Her husband had been half asleep in one of the little saloons since midnight. As that was there, her husband was waiting for her in one of the saloon. And he was not all alone over there. There were 3 other people, 3 other men, whose wives were enjoying party. Okay, so what's written here? Her husband had been half asleep in one of the little saloons since midnight with 3 other gentlemen whose wives were enjoying themselves very much. So her husband was there and he was waiting for her in one of the saloon. Okay, now next paragraph. So just as Mem Loisel returned from there, from the party, he threw around her shoulder the modest wraps they had carried. Actually, the reality is that they were from middle class, and not exactly from middle class, lower middle class. Apart from the fancy dress, apart from the borrowed jewels, there was nothing special. They have brought a very cheap wrap. Wrap here stands for shrub. Stall, a type of stall you can also understand. Okay. So he threw that wrap as she was shivering. When Loisel was shivering. So that's why her husband threw around her shoulders the modest, means cheap, wrap, means shrub, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the ball costumes. Now the contradictory things were there on the body of Mem Loisel. She was wearing her outmost a fancy dress, and over that fancy dress a very cheap shrub was there. It didn't match. Contrasting image was there. And that is why she wished to hurry away in order not to be noticed by other women who were wrapping themselves in rich furs. She just wanted to avoid her poverty from other rich ladies, and that's why she wanted to move away from there so that the other rich ladies couldn't notice her. Understood? Now next paragraph. Loisel detained her. Well, said he, I am going to call a cab. Don't be in so hurry. Now just see the loving nature of her husband. He stopped Mem Loisel and he said, why are you looking in so hurry? Just wait for a while. I am going to call a cab for you. Why are you in such a hurry? But she would not listen and descended the steps rapidly. But even then Mem Loisel didn't pay any heed to the words of her husband, and she descended rapidly. Descended. Okay? Descended from the stairs. So now you know that why was she in so much hurry. When they were in the street, now they have come out of the party room, party hall, and they are on the street. They found no carriage. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and usually we don't get any carriage in the morning. Okay? And this was also with Mem Loisel and her husband. And they began to seek for one. And they began to search for the one, hailing the coachman whom they saw at a distance. And then they saw a coachman. Then they saw a driver, coachman, in other words we can say driver, like a taga driver. Okay? And they called to that coachman. They walked along towards the river, hopeless and shivering. So they were walking along towards the river. They were very hopeless and they were shivering. And finally, they found one of those old carriages that one sees in Paris after nightfall. Finally, they got a carriage. But that carriage is also a symbol of poverty. What is written over here? Old carriage that one sees in Paris after nightfall. So after midnight, after nightfall, the carriage, they took that carriage. And that carriage took them as far as their doors. Means till to their home. Okay? And they went wearily up to their apartment as they were tired a lot. Mem Loisel had enjoyed a lot the previous night. And that's why she was tired. She went in a very hurry as she was very tired. It was all over for her. Now things are over and she was totally tired. And on his part, and if we talk about the part of her husband, he remembered that he would have to be at the office by 10 o'clock. So usually men are thinking one step ahead. And same was the case with her husband. Though Mem Loisel doesn't have any care about the next day, there was the planning that is going on in the mind of Mem Loisel's husband. He was thinking about future. He was thinking about the next day plan. And what was the next day's plan? That he will have to be there at office by 10 o'clock sharp. Means there was a tension in her mind that I will have to wake up early in the morning. But now, she removed the wraps from her shoulder. Mem Loisel, she went inside and in front of the mirror, she removed the wraps from her shoulders. She removed the wraps. Okay? Means the stall, the shrug, she removed from her body. And she was standing in front of a glass. Her glass stands for mirror. For a final view of herself in her glory. So that she can view herself, her beauty, how beautiful she is looking that particular night. She just wants to capture that image in her mind. And that's why she just wanted to enjoy the last view of her in the mirror. Suddenly she uttered a cry. Just as She saw herself in the mirror. She uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. And why there was a cry? Because the necklace was not there. It was missing from her body. And this gave a great shock to her. So students, this is the part 2 of the chapter, the necklace. Soon we are coming with the third and the final part of the lesson, and we will come to know what happened next. Till then, stay tuned with the web. Keep learning and keep watching.